If you're serious about making big money in your career, there is one skill you cannot live without. It's Monday, the 3rd of April, and this is Mad About Jobs. Yep, no matter where you are in your career, there is one skill, one fundamental that is the basis of making all the big money. Of course, it is sales. You cannot get away from the fact that if you want to make money, you have to persuade and influence people to give you their money. Unless you can develop sales skills, it is almost impossible to earn that big money. Your ability to talk to other people, influence them and persuade them to your way of thinking is the fundamental of business. It's a zero-sum game after all. There's only so much money out there, and if you want it to come your way, you are going to have to find ways and techniques and skills of influencing people to part with their cash and pass it to you. Therefore, understanding sales as a basic skill is the very thing that can ground most people to successful careers. Remember when I just started a family all the way back then, and I was earning nothing more than £15,000 a year. I was looking around trying to find the right job, and I managed to come across a sales job. It took me 5 interviews to get that sales job, and it was £17,500 basic with an OTE of £35,000. That year, I took home over £105,000 and consistently made 6 figures over the next 10 years. It was all because of sales. Great company, right product, right time, bit of luck, but sales skills. There were tons of people better than me. They went on to make much more money than me. But the fundamental principle is, unless you have those sales skills, it's impossible to make big money in commerce. Unless you can communicate with people and influence people, how do you expect to be successful in business? Sales is probably the most important thing you should look at if you are moving into commerce or making a career change. And here are 3 reasons why sales are the most important skill. Number 1, it's all about people, and sales teaches you to work with people, to influence people, to persuade people to your way of thinking. In business, it is all about getting people to come to your product, come to use your services, and so to have a sales skill within you is fundamental. Doesn't matter whether you come on to be an HR manager, a managing director, or wherever your career may take you, to be able to know how to speak to people, to use the right language, and to persuade and influence those people is perhaps the most important skill when you're moving into business if you want to be successful. Secondly, it's one thing to be persuasive and influential, but sales teaches discipline. It teaches discipline because you have to manage a sale like you would giving birth. You have to take it from the initial contact and moving on to its next stages. You have to develop a sale. You have to deal with objections, to be persistent. Sales teaches you discipline in business. Understanding sales cycles, understanding life cycles of products, understanding when the best time to speak to people is, understanding the frequency of connecting with people. Fundamental grounding in sales is one of the very key things that help people succeed in business. And number 3, perhaps one of the most important things, is tenacity, drive and commitment. One thing you do learn when you do sales is not everybody says yes. I know, right? Unbelievable. And you have to learn the skills and the strategies of dealing with the rejection, of dealing with the delays, of the anticipation and yet the failure. Sales is without doubt the training ground for every successful business person that really has made it. You cannot succeed without understanding the highs and lows of business, and sales is the training ground. What does sales do? Sales is where the big money is. Sales is where the disciplines are learned. Sales brings the fundamental basics of business into your mind, your character and your actions. So if you want to make it in business, I would highly recommend starting in a career in sales, unless you would be a doctor or a vet. What is crazy to me is so many people want to earn big money, they want to have a change of career, and yet they'll look at something like a sales role or telesales role and they'll consider it just to be too hard work or not for them. That's like looking at a gym and going, I want a great body but I don't like the look of it. The moment you can get on the phone and convince somebody to part with money and buy your product is literally a life-changing moment, and it's the foundation of all success in business. And right now there are hundreds of telesales jobs right now available across Manchester where you could be taking home after tax £2,000 plus a month, literally from straight away if you're hitting targets. And I don't understand why people look at telesales jobs and go, it's not something I want to do, when they want big money and they haven't got the skills, the basic fundamental skills of negotiation, of business discipline, of tenacity, of persuasion, of influence, of selling. And so if you are in the zone right now where some of these words are ringing true to you and you're thinking, I do want to earn big money, I do want to have a changing career, and I do want to learn the skills that will set me up for the rest of my life in business, then why don't you look at applying for one of these hundreds of telesales telesales jobs for business to consumer that are across the region right now. So here's a helping hand. It is Mad About Jobs after all. Speak to the guys at Golden Egg. Telephone number is here. These guys are specialists in placing people like you into sales jobs all across Greater Manchester. Literally, you could be moving into jobs where you could be earning up to £35,000 a year on target and way above that if you smash targets. But more importantly than how much cash you could earn straight away, it's the building blocks. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to start your own business, if you want to succeed, then really the skills around sales are the fundamental skills you're going to need to be successful in business. So why don't you give the guys at Golden Egg a call right here, and they will let you know what telesales jobs are available right now that could be suitable for you. So whether you have sales experience or don't have sales experience, give these guys a call. Don't think about that career change anymore. Don't moan about having no money. Don't tell me there are no jobs in the region right now. All those things can happen. Just give this number a call or click through to the website and you could start your new career in persuasion and selling straight away. Thanks for watching. This is Mad About Jobs. Do like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Every Monday we showcase the best businesses, jobs and vacancies across the region. Thanks for watching and stay mad about Manchester.